You ever wonder what Lou does in the truck when I'm not here? So do I. Okay, buddy, you gotta stay. You gotta stay. I'll be right back. You have to stay. I'll be right back. Truck is due for its inspections. In California, we have to get a 90-day. We also have to get the annual. It just so happens, got an ambulance coming up here. Hopefully I'm out of their way. All right, I am. We have to do an annual, which most people are familiar with, but California requires a bit inspection or 90 days. So heading down to PTR now. They take care of all they've been taking care of this truck since I got it. Last time I was at PTR, it's a family-run business. The daughter, Vanessa, she actually runs like the office portion of that. And while they were outside working on the truck, her and I got in this conversation. We started talking about food. We talked for like an hour and a half. Come to find out, she has, her and I have very similar tastes. And we were like, what's your favorite place to eat? Sushi, tacos, sandwiches, everything. And we had our phones out. Like I was taking down some notes as far as like some places I want to try. One thing she mentioned to me that she had never tried, my favorite ice cream of all time is Graters. So just ran by Ralph's, picked up some Graters, got a couple of these to take her. She said she had never tried it, and this stuff changed my life. I mean, this is just the best ice cream I've ever had. Obviously not like, feel silly even saying this, not sponsored by Graters at all, just a happy customer of theirs. But yeah, gonna do that, and then afterwards we're gonna take a deep dive into this Amazon chime. I had Frenchie leave me a request saying like, hey, can you kind of do like a deep dive on Amazon chime as far as how I use it to, like get loads, communicate with people, that type of stuff. So that's the plan. Heading down to PTR now, gonna deliver this ice cream, and then we're gonna take a look at that Amazon chime. All right, Vanessa, you excited to try that ice cream?
Yes, very much so. Thank you so much, Todd.
I hope it changes your life the way it did. Ever since I've been turned on to this stuff, I've been hooked. So.
Amazing.
So I've been coming to PTR from the beginning. Said a lot of nice things about you, nothing but good things to say. What would you like to tell people about PTR?
Well, PTR, we are a full-service mechanic shop. We work on diesel trucks. We do everything from diagnostics, inspections, radiators, clutches, AC systems, you name it. Feel free to stop by. We have plenty of space here at the yard for your truck and your trailer. So we are able to take you in whether you have your parts or whether we be able to provide them for you. So yeah, that's all we do. So we'll put some information on the link. And this is the mechanic owner as well.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Paco. Okay, we have plenty of space for your trailer and your truck. We have parking and everything here, so we can we can fix it, and it's no problems. Yeah, and give you a good diagnostics for the trucks.
And a good deal, because we have promotions coming up as well.
And we have Todd here is my customer for a long time already, huh?
Yep, a couple of years. I was fortunate to find you guys early on. I know when I was new and started at this and wasn't great at backing, I will say your yard has plenty of room to back up, and for even somebody who started from the ground level up as myself. And so
sure, yeah.
And you guys have kept me compliant with everything from day one. Never had an issue with everything. So nothing but good things to say, and I always appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we feel the people have comfortable here, so they we have business family business here, so.
Yep. And I'm a small business. I like doing business with another small business, and you guys are always fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Todd.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Todd.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, inspections already.
All right. All right. Let's talk about chime. Different day. I'm dressed different. I meant to do this yesterday, but just had some stuff come up. Got busy in the truck. As far as chime goes, had Frenchie ask me on another episode or another video, hey, can you talk more about this? And I know, if you're looking at me from the outside, looking in and saying like, hey, I got this load off a chime, I could see where it might draw some, confusion or, start wondering like exactly how did I do that? Now, to explain chime, I have to explain like from the beginning till now. It was an absolute dormant app on my phone. I learned about it through Amazon, probably like when I first started. And you know, originally when I started getting some traction with it, I wondered, like, is this the kind of thing that like I can even talk about? Like, is Amazon keeping this Chime thing a secret? Like, is it not that what I'm about to say would be a secret, just that are they keeping, like, do they want the general public knowing about Chime? It is a messaging app that they promote the hell out of. I mean, they've from day one, they've always said, like, you know, office hours, this meeting, this and that. And so originally I was like, well, can I talk about this? But then knowing that, like, as much as they promote it, I feel comfortable in talking about it. I mean, they send me emails all the time regarding Chime. Now, the reason it was dormant for that first year was actually kind of my own fault. I don't want to misrepresent Chime and act like, oh, once you download it, you're going to start getting all these great loads offered to you. There for sure is still work required on your end. The reason it sat dormant on my phone was because I didn't realize its potential. What I believe Chime is like their preferred method for like their like in-house communications, for like employees to reach out to other employees and kind of do that type of talking. Where I saw the potential in it originally wasn't even getting loads. It was, you know, what's the number one complaint that I hear from people about Amazon is that there's nobody to talk to. Hey, how do I get in touch with, I'm trying to sign up with them. How do I get in touch with somebody regarding my insurance? Or how do I get in touch? And one thing you'll find with Amazon, they call you, they contact you. There's not an option for you to contact them. And so when they, you know, I saw this as like a backdoor into that, as far as like, oh my gosh, well, I could contact people. Well, it really doesn't work that way. And you know, I mentioned a second ago, like, you know, this is going to require work on your end. The work involved for me is anytime I get somebody on the phone for, like, let's say I respond to Spot Capacity and somebody calls, and I absolutely feel like a dork every time I do this. I'll explain that in a moment. But every time somebody reaches out to me and says, you know, oh, we're calling you back on this load, I always include in that conversation, like, hey, I'm on Chime if you want to contact me. And, you know, and the reason I say I feel like a dork is, let's say I present that, I'll give you my stats on this. Let's say I present that to 10 people. Half of them come back with like the attitude, they don't show me attitude, but they're just like, that's great, Slappy, good job, you're on Chime. The other half the people I presented to are like, oh, that's fantastic, I'll contact you. Now I have to go through all 10 of those to seek out the 5 that I'm looking for. But the 5 that actually are willing to like communicate with me through Chime, they'll usually look me up, initiate the conversation, and, you know, send me a message. Sometimes it's as simple as like they'll send me like a hi. Sometimes it's like, you know, we're actually talking about a load and they'll send over load information. I know I recently, when I took that Vegas trip, the person was like, oh, that's great, you're on Chime, and they ended up sending me the GPS coordinates of where the trailer was actually at through Chime. That's fantastic. Now that I have their contact information, I will say, and I don't ever misuse this, but I tried digging through old screenshots I had taken, but there was an old screenshot that I had of like Amazon's updating their policy, or just an FYI to carriers, and they said, do not, they didn't mince words here, they said, do not contact employees looking for work, which I do respect. I don't ever do that. But where I kind of, the leeway I take on that is, if somebody does, let's say I'm talking to somebody on Spot Capacity and they say, hey, we're gonna send over the load information, or we're gonna initiate communication with you, I have no problem, and I don't really feel like I'm violating their policy, you know, as far as like responding back to that person and being like, great, I'll take care of this load. If you have anything else come up, I'm in San Diego, please keep me in mind. I mean, you know, we're at that point, they've initiated the conversation and we're having, and we're communicating via this messaging app. So I don't really see that as a violation. I never would. Now, once I have their contact information, I would not days or weeks later reach out to that person and be like, hey, remember me? I'm looking for work. Do you got anything? I never would do that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. They've made it clear that you're not supposed to be doing that. So I abide by that. But the work involved on your end for sure is letting the person know, once you get them on the phone, that you are in fact on Chime and that you're reachable that way. I do think that kind of saves them a step too, because like now, rather than having to call, maybe I don't answer my phone, maybe they're having to call several people. Now it's as simple as doing a now it's as simple as basically sending a text message. So I think they prefer it too. But again, you do have to go through the 5 who are going to be like, I don't care that you're on Chime, to get to the 5 that are like, hey, I will communicate with you. Now, once they start communicating with you, you'd be surprised how many times I'm at home and all of a sudden I get like a little notification from Chime, and it's a message from somebody who I haven't talked to or heard from in like weeks or months at a time, and they'll send me information like, hey, are you able to do the shuttle hostler tonight? Or hey, we've got a load coming out of San Diego, are you interested in this? And it's just it's a cool, fun way to communicate with them that is like, you know, we're cutting out some steps here. We're cutting out having to watch the load board. We're cutting out having to respond to spot capacity. It's like they're initiating that conversation with you, and that's a huge time saver. But there is work involved on your end as far as letting them know that you are reachable through that platform. The last thing I'll say about Chime is this, and I can only speak, I'm definitely part of the Apple cult. When I downloaded it to my iPhone, the preset settings in there, I didn't, you know, you go into like the settings, it defaulted for me to not using cellular data. You do want to go into the settings and change that, because mistake that I ran into was it defaulted to Wi-Fi only, which worked when my truck has Wi-Fi and my house has Wi-Fi, obviously. But they sent me out a message once, and I tried responding to them like, absolutely, I'm interested, and it's like message failed to send, and it's like, why is this thing failing to send? You have to go through and turn on cellular data in order to respond. It defaulted for me. It's something that may have changed, but it's something worth checking into. You definitely want to look at the change that setting to allow cellular data. Otherwise, it's only going to work when you're connected to Wi-Fi, and you're going to be responding to them, and it's going to drive you crazy trying to figure out like, why is this not going through? So look out for that. That's pretty much all I got on Chime. I hope this video serves you well. Appreciate you for watching. Take care.